One habit that I've discovered that cuts across everybody that is successful, no matter your race, no matter your age, no matter in what industry you have distinguished yourself, is reading. Books are filled with so much knowledge, so much wealth. It's like learning from the experience of someone, what took somebody 30 years in some instances to learn. You have it all encapsulated in a book, and you can read it, digest it, and utilize it. I talked about the fact that we should read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and bring out 5 lessons that we can learn from The Richest Man in Babylon. In fact, The Richest Man in Babylon is more than a book. It's like scripture for financial freedom. It is, in Latin, we say sine qua non. It's that without which you can't do. It is the first, because almost every principle of success is actually entrenched in that small book. So the first principle that I'll bring out from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is pay yourself first and save at least 10% of your earning. If you want financial freedom, you must learn how to pay yourself first. Whatever the amount of your salary, it's always not for you, because a lot of things, bills and responsibility always engulf it. But if you determine and say, no matter how much you're earning, you're going to remove 10%. For those of us that are Christian, you can take it just the same way that you ensure that you pay your tithe of 10% to God every month or from any money that you make. Also develop that habit that as you are paying your tithe, you are also paying yourself that 10%. Why this is important is that a lot of us think that all the money we earn, oh, this is my salary or this is my earning, it's all for me. No, but you find out that if you keep that money in the same pot where it came to, the tendency for you to finish it. But if the first thing that you do, as you take out your rent, as you take out the money for your transportation and every other bill that you have, take the 10%. If you can't start with 10%, start with 5%. But it is ideal for you to start with 10%. Take that 10% and put it aside in a savings. The second principle that we'll learn from that book, you must control your expenses. It is not how much you earn that matter. It is always how much you save. And how do you save? The only way or the best way for you to save is by controlling your expenses. You find that there's this thing that I talk about in the law of compounding. And I've talked about it in one of my videos. Search on the page and watch that video if you have not watched it. The law of compounding says that expenses always rise up to meet income. Some people think that any more is the solution to your problem. No, because if you earn more and you do not control your expenses, you'll find out that you'll still be in the same point and position that you are. Some people, maybe there's a little change in their circumstance and they're in Lagos, for instance. Oh, the next, maybe they come into some big millions. Maybe somebody is living somewhere on the mainland where you're paying little rent. You see them, saying that, okay, the next thing is you want to buy a Mercedes, you want to buy a Benz. You say you want to buy a Range Rover, you want to move to the island. No. You are not controlling your expenses in that way. You take a conscious analysis of your spendings. Do a weekly analysis and say, okay, this week, how much have I spent? And look at all the things that you are spending on. And then determine and find out the things that you can take out of them. Look at the ones that you can cut off, because you must control your expenses. In fact, you must continually strive to bring down your expenses so that it does not rise up to consume all your income. Number 3, remember, we talk about the fact that you must pay yourself first the 10%. Now, when you save this 10%, because savings will never make you rich. What will make you rich is investment. This money that you are putting in your savings is not there. It's just a conduit. Your savings account, where that money is, it's just the conduit or a tunnel for where exactly that money is going. But where that money is going into is into investments. So you have to invest, because that is the only way your money will grow. Your money must earn you money. Like it was said, in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, that you must see your money as an army that you send forth to go and get more. So your money must always make you more money. And then you must determine what are your investment appetites. You can invest in Bitcoin, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in farming, you can invest in shares, you can invest in bond, whatever your risk appetites are. Your money must be earning you money. You must tell yourself that, okay, if the money that I save in a year through the 10% that I'm saving is 100,000, for instance, at the end of the year, at least that money must have grown at least a 10%. So at the end of the day, the 100,000 that you save will not remain 100,000. It should have become 110. So make sure you put your money in safe investment. That leads me to the fourth principle. As you are saving your money, you must make sure that you put your money in safe investments. You must ensure that you don't lose the savings or the investment that you have. And what is the best way for people to lose their investment? You see promises of huge return. There's nothing like that. It doesn't work. You must, and of course, in our environment, we have that a lot, and you must always avoid it. It is the reason why people fall victim to scams. It is the reason why people fall victim to all these Ponzi schemes and investment schemes. One just happened recently in Nigeria. People lost, in fact, I heard that it actually ran into trillions of naira. If you want to be rich, and if you will be rich, you must protect the money that you have. You find out that people that are rich will rather put their money in safe investments. That is why some of them will rather just put it in the bank, where somebody will give them 5%, 10%, 20% in our own environment. You can get up to that. Rather than somebody per annum, rather than somebody promising you that, oh, this thing you will get 10% in a month. Do the analysis yourself. If somebody is paying you, somebody asks you to invest in something, and then they are giving you 10% in a month, do you know how much that is in a year? That is 120%. The question you need to ask yourself is this: how much has the person made for them to be able to pay you 120%? It's not possible. Even the biggest companies in the world, the Fortune 500 companies, they do not do that because you can't make that much. It's a facade. It's not possible. So when somebody promises you, oh, you've saved this money, you've done right, you've put the money aside, but you also must know that it is important for you to keep and save your money. So whenever anybody tells you about the investment scheme or anything, the first thing you must look out for is your money. It's not the interest. You must protect the one that you have with you and not put your eyes on the one that you are expecting, because that is where a lot of people miss it. You focus on what you are supposed to get, and at the end of the day, you will not get what you think you will get, and you will also lose what you have. So always protect your money. The fifth thing, you must develop yourself to be able to earn more. And one of the ways you develop yourself is by reading. Today, everybody is talking about AI, 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 and everybody is talking about the fact that AI is going to blow things up. What are you doing in that regard? What are you learning in that regard? I have my own AI partner, that we talk, we discuss, do research, do all these things. Even for me, I'm still learning more about it, because you have to develop yourself. You have to build yourself to be able to do more. The book that I'm presently reading, it's a new book. It's Making It Big by Femi Otedola. And I'll tell you that this book is fantastic. A lot of the time, we read a lot of books that are not for our environment. We read a lot of books that are foreign books. Yes, you can take things from it because some principles are universal. But I'll tell you, some things are actually specific to our environment here. And that is the beauty of this book, because it broke it down. It's something that you can relate to. I encourage anybody that want to be an entrepreneur, or anybody that even want to be successful in life, because the book is so packed with his life story. Read this book. I'll dovetail into something. You have to read to become what you want to be in life. And as a way of encouraging us, I have these bookmarks for Inspire Adetunji. and then these bookmarks also have written quotes at the back. So what are bookmarks? Bookmarks are what you use to demarcate where you are reading, so you put it inside. So see, instead of doing this to say, oh, this is where I've gotten to, so you have a bookmark that you put in the book. It encourages you to read book. I want to send this bookmark to some people in Lagos, anybody. So for you to participate, I want you to post the book that you are presently reading, and then tell us what you have learned about it and how you are implementing it on the comment section of this post. If you live in Lagos, I'll send you some of these bookmarks to also help you to read more, to encourage you to read more, and also with very inspiring quotes on them. So the takeaway from this post should be for you, today, determine that from today, any money that comes to your hand, you will be saving at least 10%. Do an analysis of your finance, of how you are spending or you're spending in the last 1 week, and look at the things that you can cut out. Start saving immediately. Any money that comes into your hand, put in there. Start small. Instead of eating outside, eat at home and save that money, put it into doing something else. Instead of taking Uber, you can carpool with your friends. Sometimes, instead of, maybe if you are somebody that have money, instead of taking buying the first class ticket or business class, fly economy and save that money and put it in something else. Those are ways of reducing your expenses. And then you find out that when you do these things, and then you are developing yourself to be able to earn more, you are well on your way to financial freedom and success. Remember this and never forget it. You can, if you think you can.